So much love, respect, and appreciation. This live stream is looking a little bit different because of the title and the picture that is currently there at the moment in time. And yes, you read that correctly. So we're gonna how do I explain this? We're gonna get directly into it, right? We have two, women directly here, both of which are obviously online, and again, names have to be in a sense blocked out or whatnot because people are into other types of things, right? So the main thing that we have is this tweet that should be directly in front of you. Yeah, it is. You got the tweet that's directly in front of you where one of the women stated, which is the woman to the left. She said, he recently asked to fly me out. And when I questioned him about being married, he blocked me. I hope his wife finds out. And we need to start exposing these losers. Another person said, we need someone to find his wife quickly. Lady responded, I know where to find her. You're trying to do a takedown or what? Then the other person replied, tap me in, right? So these two women are basically stating that this anonymous guy, right, supposedly was trying to, talk to both of them and that this guy is married and he's doing a huge no type of deal. So then we happen to the actual phone text, right? And it is stated as, Mr. Price, aka Mr. Make It Happen Again. This is stuff directly on X, right? So the first message that we see is from February 27th, fire emojis. The second message, which is you followed this account. Third message is Sunday, March 9th, where the lady to the right replied. She said, your food is amazing. He replied, I just opened a restaurant in DC. You should come check it out. And he said, thank you. Then we go over to the next tweet, which is this one here, where it was a reply, I seriously need to, replying to her. I was checking out your website and it looks fantastic. What's your favorite item on the menu? He replied, thank you. I did the whole menu, so it's tough to have a favorite. LOL. The oxtail, meatballs, fried snapper, oysters, gumbo, and garlic noodles are some of my favorites, though. Let me know when you want to come. I'd love to meet you sometime. She replied, let me just zoom this in just a little bit here. She replied, that's incredible. I honestly love that you curate the menu that makes it even more special. I'm such a foodie, or at least that's what I tell myself. LOL. I just love trying new restaurants, and I used to work in a few during college. So that's where my interest comes from. I think also, and sounds like so many things to try. It sounds like so many things to try. I'm inviting one of my best girlfriends to try it out with me. What's a good day to come? So then we go to the next one. Got to try to line this up specifically. Make sure. Yeah. So then the next one, he replies, our busiest days are on the weekend, obviously. So if you want to avoid the crowd, I say come on a weeknight. I'm leaving today and won't be back until next Tuesday or Wednesday, but you're welcome to go without me. There. So, right, she sent the crying emoji. So she said, well, I want to meet the man behind the magic. So I'll just have to postpone till next week. He replied, perfect, LOL. I want to meet you too. Right. So during that whole thing there, I'm just trying to figure out who specifically was in the wrong. That's what I'm trying to actually understand. Because the woman that you're able to see went online, decided that she wanted to release the text message as if this was like some big whatnot or whatever, and it was going to expose this dude from being some type of like huge villain. And I'm like, I don't really see anything wrong. Realistically, I'm not saying anything because realistically, I'm just going to be honest. If she really just wanted to, try the food in a restaurant, she could have went there when he was there or when he wasn't there. He specifically told us like, well, I'm not going to specifically be there, but you're more than welcome to come directly to the restaurant and try the food and let me know how it is that you think about the food. She was like, oh no, I really want to meet you. Right. I want to meet the person behind the restaurant and everything like that. To me, it seems as though she was the one that was actually flirting, that she was trying to get directly, to him. Because if you just wanted to try the food and just be at the restaurant, you could have went any which day. You wouldn't have, did the whole crying emoji and whatnot or whatever, all this other type of stuff. Like I said, for me, it seems crazy. And I just wanted to showcase and bring this up because I'm tired of seeing a field of nonsense. Wait, wait. What do you say? Also, shout out to anybody that's here right now. We got Ty in the building. We got Jermaine. We got Pink. We got Major. We got James in the building. We got Brandon B. World. He was said, when you log on to the live stream after a hard day at work and all you see is boobies. It be like that. Like I said, that's why I said this one is a little bit different. Well, at least the start of the live stream is, a little bit different because, I just felt the need that this was something that needs to get brought up. Because again, to me, it was a little bit weird. I hate the fact of the culture at this moment in time where women get into contact with guys and they have a simple conversation and then they feel the need as if, okay, I want to expose, said guy for whatever reason, and the only reason is for monetary gain so that people can come directly to their Twitter, find out whatever their websites directly are, go directly to those. Like it's a whole like thing that's crazy to me. And the craziest part is the fact that you have these two women here that decide that this is what they want to do, on top of the fact of trying to magically get in contact with the wife. Again, the woman on the left, I didn't even see really any of her tweets or proof of whatnot or whatever. Like I said, that's crazy. And I'm like, so instead of you specifically just going directly to the wife, you didn't want to do that, even though you said it's problematic. You felt the need that you want to be on social media and you want to get all of this exposure. You're hoping maybe some blog sites or whatnot, whatever, will pick it directly up, and that'll direct even more people to your websites. I'm like, that's some crazy work. That's some crazy work. All that basically proves to me is that, you got a lot of people out here that's in it to get fame, no matter how they got to do it, no matter what lives or relationships they have to ruin, as long as it brings them money at the end of the day and fame, any which way it looks, that's what they are about. And this is another reason why I said up there and told y'all before why I don't just so happen to, mention the names of people who are on X and all this other type of stuff, because they have their own sites of which they're trying to get people directly to. I said, we ain't doing that. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting up here saying like, yo, Seiji, remember when you were sitting up there, you made sure to no, 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 no. Might sit up there and show off a face or whatever, but yeah, we ain't going that far. Just gonna put that up there, right? Anyways, let's get directly into actually we got another image as well, right? I just want to highlight this, right? I gotta actually take that off real quick, right? So it was a post online that I saw that said he's a firefighter and she's a doctor in the Air Force. When you're saving lives and promoting black love, right? It's a beautiful picture, right? He's obviously at the fire station, right? He got his fire gear on. You can't see it because I got the comments blocking it, and she is in her military gear, right? And these are some of the comments that I was able to spot in the comment section. I'm like, every single time whenever black people want to show off, like, hey, we love each other, we care, we happen to get ignorance, right? One person said, sounds a bit racist. And I'm like, how is that? So you have somebody who has a black X account and they talk about black love, something that is reflective, and it's racist. I'm on X all day long and I see all of these blue check mark profiles always promoting European women, European women in sports, and talking about, oh, this woman is attractive. Look at how beautiful this Polish woman is, and all this. I see all of this all the time, and I don't roll up there and sit up there and say like, oh, why does it just have to be them that's beautiful? Why can't all women, be beautiful? Why do you have to be so racist at specifically pointing out one group of women? Like, I'm not sitting up there doing that. But what I always find is that whenever it is that black people specifically want to point out their own image and they want to talk about it in a positive light, you get comments like this. Another person said, why do you have to specify what color the love is? Why can't it just be love? Another person. Uh, why is this incredible? Do you not see why no one takes you people seriously? Again, when you see somebody say you people, you know exactly what time frame and what mentality that they have. They didn't go decide to set up and say you blacks, right? It was like you people. You already know. You already know directly what time it is and what specifically it is that they wanted to say. But just because somebody stated this, now you can't take them serious. That doesn't even make any type of sense. But when you're talking about you want to big up, the white families, the nuclear families, the household, and all that stuff is as a pure representation of what America is and American values, you don't see black people really freaking out. We ain't really sitting up and saying because we're used to it, right? You're going to highlight yourselves because you're in power and all this other yada yada. Right? We get that. So we moved on from that. We don't even really care. But you're literally talking about a demographic that is not in any, real type of power, and then you want to roll up and have a problem? Word, white folks. Another person said, always the irrelevant focus on race when America was founded on race. Look at that. It's crazy work. Like I said, you can be online as a black person, minding your business, deciding just to make a random tweet. You can even make it about yourself or give some positive affirmation to other black folks or black kids directly out there, and you will always have somebody white in your business. Crazy work. Another person said, replace black love with love, and you have a normal human statement instead of race-driven divisive statements. America is the most divisive country that I've ever known that has ever taught anybody. Like I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit confused. I'm just a little bit confused on how it is that this works. It's like, hey, you can be built directly off of race and discriminate against people and have all these laws and regulations. You can have the signs that say no colors allowed, no blacks, and all this other type of stuff. We can have all of that history, but now they want to come out and say that, oh, focusing on race, that's irrelevant. Why does love have to be black? Why does it have a color? Why are you guys so obsessed with color? Because you guys have always been obsessed with color. We learn from the best, I guess. It's crazy work. 100%. It's crazy work directly out here. I don't know what else to having to tell people. What was it? JV said, "What's up, Seji? Not much, not much, not much." Tov said, damn near poked my eye out. He said, they only find the issue with race is mentioned. Anything dealing with a color is racist to them until they actually act racist. LOL. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Trish said, uh-oh, the biddies. What was that? Jasmine said it doesn't matter. LOL. Right. So now let's go directly. Let me get these directly off the scene here. Got a few little videos here. Just got to get rid of these pictures here. So let's go with the first video.
Bro, I didn't realize how racist Hispanics was until I got on TikTok and I started seeing their point of view of how they really think about us, for real.
Let me tell you, Mexicans are the biggest haters to ever walk this planet. They hate on their children, they hate on their cousins, they hate on their family, they hate on their coworkers. They're just certified haters, bro. The moment you're doing good in life, regardless, like whether like that could be your son sometimes or your daughter or your cousin, the moment you start doing good in life, man, they just start tearing you down. Like I remember one time I bought like a Mercedes back when I was in college, and I was super thrilled. It was my first car. Told me why the next morning when I went to go check my car out, there was a big ass scratch mark over there by the door. Turns out it was my uncle that lived with me at the time, mad because I got a car. Not just that, bro, but when I lived in Mexico, I used to go to this school. It was like a fucking Catholic school. And I was American, so when I went out there, and because I was a little brown, and everyone over there in Mexico thinks like, oh, I mean, if you're not white, you're like a piece of shit. They used to call me black, bro, and they used to call me negro and monkey boy. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny, but they threw bananas at me, bro. I'm not even that dark. More of the story is that I'm not saying every single one is racist of that, but I want to say at least 95% of them are for sure.
Right. So we heard that, right? So now we're going to go to this little story. Let me just throw that. Well, maybe I'm not going to put everything directly up there because I ain't trying to have a huge what to do dealing with YouTube. So let me get this image, post this here. So this is the article I'm reading directly from, right? Hit black people in the liver. LAPD cops caught in secret recordings bragging about racist abuse and targeting black citizens. Several Los Angeles police officers are at the center of a complaint alleging that they made racist, sexist, and homophobic comments about their colleagues and potential recruits, and also LA citizens. According to the LA Times, a 10-year veteran of the Los Angeles Police Department secretly recorded dozens of conversations in the department's recruiting office between March and October of 2024 that captured his colleagues making the bigoted remarks. Roughly 90 recordings revealed several officers and supervisors making racist statements and even targeting their colleagues with derogatory homophobic language. According to the complaint, a Latina officer who once discussed how to physically fight black citizens told their colleagues, quote, "You hit those people in the liver. I heard they got weak livers." The same female officer who was also recorded telling a black officer that, quote, "Black people like grape soda and that black people drink Kool-Aid. Go by color, not flavor." During the conversation, a Latino officer reportedly added, quote, "Black people enjoy watermelon in between basketball." The complaint also states that the officer also bragged that he once called the cops on some black children who were selling chocolate in his neighborhood, stating, quote, "They do not belong here." The black officer who was reportedly part of the grape soda conversation was also reported to have called black people monkeys and will vocalize his thoughts while watching television news reports about crime allegedly involving black people with comments like, "What's new?" and "Those people are horrible." In another conversation, the Latina officer called a female supervisor a C word and a homophobic slur, and also referred to a sergeant who was transferring to the recruiting unit as a little homophobic one, or whatever, paraphrase. According to the complaint, the same cop often reviewed officers and candidates' profiles to see what they looked like and reportedly failed candidates based on their appearance. She allegedly made fun of overweight candidates and deemed some candidates as ugly or creepy. The officers also accused of making comments about deporting candidates and bragging about releasing disqualified candidates and information to other police agencies. The news of the complaint reached the public last month. LAPD Chief Jim McDowell removed a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 4 officers from the recruitment unit, stating that, quote, he was deeply disappointed by reports that certain officers were recorded making racist and offensive comments regarding department applicants. The officers who filed the complaint initially submitted several written complaints about his work environment, but recently handed over his recordings. Quote, "I feel that I need to take a stand and say something. Officers and candidates are being cheated and it needs to stop. LAPD officials are reviewing the recordings to determine whether they were made illegally, since California law prohibits recording a person without their consent. The recordings were also given to the inspector general." Quote, "The officer that recorded and reported repeat offenses, racial epithets, and slurs concerning female officers and their sexual orientation by those who are recruiting officers to serve the city of Los Angeles should be should be celebrated as a hero." Quote, "Instead, we now know he is being investigated by the LAPD for secretly audio recording these disgusting statements. This officer is a whistleblower that reported egregious unlawful conduct by his supervisors and had no alternative but to secretly tape record the individuals to prove this conduct was occurring. So again, that was to further fit with what it is that the Latin guy was stating on how racist the people of his community are when it specifically deals with black people. So yeah, and I want to also note that this is not the first time of me talking about the LAPD. At one point in time, I had a field of videos directly out there dealing with what was it, like the Banditos or whatever. It was a should have been a police gang within the gang, which is crazy to me. And they would also, you know, have their own gang tattoo either on their leg, their arm, and you know, and different stuff like this. And the main thing I try to tell people about a lot of these cops, like there used to be a culture where you would not be hired or you were made to hide your tattoos. I can't tell you how many cops that I've literally seen over these the decade plus where they got full on sleeve tattoos. They got neck tattoos. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, are you even a cop? Are you impersonating? Like you look like, for all intents and purposes, as they like to say, all those tattoos, you look like a gang member. Whenever I see a cop with a field of tattoos, you look like a gang member. It looks like you're impersonating a cop because that don't look no way professional. That doesn't look like quote unquote a person of the law. It's just like if you were to go to corporate America and you just so happen to see somebody who's quote unquote working corporate, but you see tattoos on their face, tattoos on like their knuckles and you're not gonna, yo, I'm leaving that business. I'm like, yo, maybe y'all dealing with drugs or something. Like y'all might be doing some trafficking. I'm like, hey, let me back directly out of this establishment, right? Because again, we're going by appearance. We're going by what we are trained to perceive as negative or positive. But like I said, hey, this is what the cops are doing at this moment in time. So I'm a little bit confused on how cops can even still profile quote unquote gang members when they themselves are gang members. They themselves have tattoos on their arms, on their knuckles, on their necks, and everything like that. When they're a part of a gang, the cops within a gang. It's crazy work. 100%. Crazy work. But yeah, to anybody out there in LA, if you black, be careful. That's the best bet. You know, that's the only thing I can sit up there and tell you. So let's go to the next video, and I just want to let people know there's a video that I gave you guys. I want to say about this within like the last 7 days, close to like 7 days, where you had this man here who called out a woman at it was a dollar store or a Dollar General, and he let her know, it was like, hey, don't be talking about black people like that. It's like, I understand exactly what it is that you stated. And he verbatim repeated exactly what it is that she said. And then she tried to, you know, act like she didn't say this or say that. So finally, the news actually caught up with the guy, gave him an interview. So this is going to be him fully speaking on that.
Get her fired with to check her to watch what you say, because you never know who will understand you. So you see me as a black person, but you don't know my roots. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what I'm trying to wake her up to. Man, you never know who understand you, because there's a bunch of us Afro-Latinos que habla español. Y como yo parle français aussi. I speak French and Spanish. So,
did you ever expect the video to blow up the way it did?
No, I did not. And you know, I didn't video it. Like I'm telling people, I didn't video to get the girl fired. What happened was I was in the store, Family Dollar, and I was buying a few things and some soap and stuff like that. Now, the one lady, she was on the aisle with me. She knew I spoke Spanish because I had my phone on speaker and I was talking to a customer in Spanish. So she knew I spoke Spanish. The girl behind the counter, she probably didn't. So as I was going through the line, the lady in front of me, she had a little girl, and her little girl had some little tennis, and they were black. So she asked the girl behind the counter, what about the white tennis? She said, no, the white tennis, they were speaking Spanish. She said, the white tennis for boys. She said, but when I opened up the box, I put the box behind the counter because she said in Spanish, porque los negros estaban robando. The black people, and I'm going to say it right, being derogatory, but she's saying the black people would be stealing the tennis. But she said it in Spanish in a derogatory way. So the lady in front of me, who knew I spoke Spanish, turns around and looked at me in the face. And then she started engaging the conversation. No, estos negros siempre allá están robando las cosas. So I'm sitting in line. I'm really holding my peace to keep from going off because I don't want to act a fool. So I wait till she burn off, and I tell the little sister behind the counter, I said, let me give you a word of advice. I said, man, you never know. I said, you never know who you offend. And as I'm trying to tell her, I guess she's snapping. Did he understand me? So I tell her in Spanish, yo soy cubano. to let her know I understand. So now she's going to the fence and trying to explain to me why she said what she said. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't videoing her, I was videoing myself. And then she, she hollered for her manager. He's videoing me, so I'm like, I wouldn't, but I said I am now. So I put her on blast. And like I said, my intention wasn't to get her fired, was to check her, to watch what you say, because you never know who understand you. So you see me as a black person, but you don't know my roots. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I'm trying to wake her up to, man, you never know who understand you. Because there's a bunch of us Afro-Latinos que habla español. Y como yo parle français aussi, I speak French and Spanish. So you see the man, but you don't know the roots. And that was my thing. You never know who you offend because you never know who understand you.
Right. And what was that moment like when you got a call from corporate?
I can't say this here. Corporate called me to apologize. That made me feel good that somebody took out their time, that somebody responded to my complaint, because it was my Facebook friend, one of my Facebook Wanda. She called it, she posted it, she sent it to corporate, and corporate called me and they said, man, we sorry, man. We sorry, that should have never happened. I explained to them what happened, and they said she never should have had that conversation. So they did apologize. They did call me and reach out to me to give me a sincere apology that they were sorry and that they would take care of, rectify the situation. Like I told them, I wasn't trying to get her fired, but say lo que sea, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So we heard that, right? She ended up losing her job, getting fired, deciding to be stupid, deciding to, be racist. Look at that. And, a lot of times people just happen to say like, oh yeah, black and brown, coalition. We've been down with each other for, since the beginning of time. And this is not the time for us to be divided because, it's a lot of people, they're getting deported and not. I'm like, hey, that don't have nothing to do with black people. for the 100th time, they don't got nothing to do with black people. We had nothing to do with that. Y'all voted for yourselves, and you got yourselves directly in this situation. And every single time I turn around, I see one or two videos, either somebody of a different, grouping deciding they want to be racist towards, black folks, or hearing some type of news about that. Or I just so happen to see the videos where people are talking about they need help. I'm like, no. Both of those situations, y'all should be fixing, but you ain't trying to sit up there and fix it. And, again, black people tried to warn people and people didn't want to listen. But I also want to state this. For a lot of black people out there, this is why I said that it is imperative for you to get your kids into language classes, to, have them learn certain things, right? They don't really got to worry about like French or whatnot. Mainly the thing is, I would say Mandarin, Chinese, right? And you would want them to learn Spanish, right? And maybe third, maybe, Arabic or something like that, right? But the main two should be, Spanish and Chinese. You want them to be able to learn, understand, and speak that fluently, like the back of their hand. Because again, we're dealing with a point in time where a lot of things are transpiring and happening, and a lot of things are going to ramp up and happen very quickly and very fast. The other thing with that is that you want your children to be competitive when it deals with the open field directly out here, like the job market and, things like that. So again, you want to, give your child a great start, right? A great start. Something else I just actually ran into, if I can get the image directly for you right here, which is this one here. Quote, and this is the guy here, the image that they had. They said, I will chase you down. Maine business owner unleashes racist, violent threats on black contractor, then refuses to pay. A Maine man is facing a civil rights complaint from the state attorney general for allegedly sending several disturbing, racist, and xenophobic threats to a contractor he hired last year. Maine Attorney General Aaron Frey filed a complaint against 35-year-old Alexander, who is accused of violating the rights of an immigrant from the Democratic Republic of Congo. According to the Seacoast Online, Alexander hired the unidentified victim to install flooring in his business in New York, Maine. After completing the work on November 23rd, 2024, the victim forwarded Alexander a link to a Cash App invoice of $1,140.52 for labor and material cost. Instead of sending the payment, Alexander began texting the victim several vulgar messages and graphic images and leaving him voicemails filled with racist vitriol and threats against him and his family members. According to the complaint, Alexander messaged the victim, quote, "Remember my face, boss. Go away, you ugly expletive, you dumb expletive. Do you want help to leave this country? Not your country, my country. And why did your tribe sell you away? They don't want you. Ha ha ha." In the voicemail, Alexander reportedly also stated, "Get the expletive out of business in my country. I will be your worst enemy until you're gone. I promise you, I will chase you down until your expletive children's children give up. Understand, you have a expletive enemy now. I will follow you until the end of the expletive earth until you fall off of it. And I'm coming after you, bud. You, your business, everything." Alexander also threatened SV violence against the victim's daughter. That's insane. He never paid the victim for the flooring project. Quote, "While the behavior of the defendant was grossly inappropriate under any circumstances, his actions are particularly egregious because he targeted the victim because of his race and national origin." Attorney General Frey also stated, "Bias-based harassment will not be tolerated in this state, and I will use the Maine Civil Rights Act to ensure the violators are held accountable." The Maine Civil Rights Act delegates power to the state attorney general to file an injunction when a citizen's constitutional rights are violated through physical violence or threats of physical violence and conduct that will cause him emotional distress. The complaint against Alexander seeks a restraining order to prevent him from contacting the victim or his family and to comply with the Civil Rights Act in the future. So I just wanted to highlight that because what was it, yesterday or the day before, somewhere during the live streams that I've done, I've always had people continuously try to tell me that, "Oh, why are you guys always focused on race? Why are you guys always focused on color? You guys are the most racist because you tend to focus on race the most more than anybody else. We're all just human, right?" But yet this white man, business owner, decided that he wanted to go after somebody that he contracted in order to do business. And the dude obviously did complete and proper business, but when it was time to pay up, guess what? That's where the racism showed up. That's, when all of this happened. And it's crazy to me that he would decide that he wanted to send threats to his daughter. Like you really, as a man, you want to say something to the extent of somebody's child. Like, what is wrong with you? And you're sending all of these threats as if this dude did something wrong to you, and then you want to talk about like bringing up the past, right? How a lot of them like to say, "Oh, why you guys always live in the past?" This dude was literally just talking to somebody African, literally from the Congo, and he was telling like, "Why did your people sell you? Because they don't even really want you." Crazy. Like I said, y'all racist. Can't tell me nothing. Y'all racist. Crazy work. Crazy work. So underneath the news story, they also said that a knowing violation of an order issued under the Civil Rights Act is a Class D crime punishable by up to 364 days in jail and a $2,000 fine. I feel like way more should happen directly with that because that's crazy. Like, why would you even go after somebody's daughter? Like, what does a child have to do about this situation? This is literally two men. Why would you go after somebody's family and children? And like, that's some, like I said, y'all psycho. Like, there's no other way I can say it than put it. That is some diabolical work right there. That is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Joni said, "Okay, the United States is the empire is struggling, and you guys will only get it more difficult from now." I'm not even sure who you've been talking about. He said, "Sub Kanye West." Da, 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 da. Oh, I guess you must be referring to me. I guess, which, whatever. I guess I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the let me see the next video and shout out to brother Riza Islam. So let me just preference this by stating the brother's going to talk about a building or a mall that was up for sale. And you're going to hear later on in the video how it was that black people somehow, some way were able to raise the 100 million that was needed in order to properly buy the business. But even with that money that was needed, because right, if you're able to qualify, which means get the money to buy the business, you should be able to buy it, right? Even still following the rules and the regulations by way of white people, black people were still told no, that we're not going to allow you to buy this business. And magically, somebody else who is not black was able to buy it. So let's take a listen.
We've seen this before. We would have the money and offer to buy a building.
LA, we saw that with South Central.
Come on, my brother, with
Yeah.
LA over there, I believe it was
David Gross.
yeah, over off of Martin Luther King and
Yep.
Crenshaw,
Yep.
known as the Black Mall,
Right.
Baldwin Hills Mall.
Yep.
Group of black folk had the money. They didn't ask for a discount or nothing. Had the money that was put up there to buy it.
That's right.
They wouldn't let them buy it.
Mm.
Why would you let us buy it?
It's power.
Our money is the same as your money.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, no, we know what you're gonna do.
That's right.
Which is free your people, provide jobs, economic influence,
Come
and
on
build and resurrect that community.
Yep.
No, we can't have that. Why? Because we benefit off of you being in the enslaved position that you're in. So we can't do that.
Yeah.
So they sold it to a Jewish community. And I found that out because one of the people were bragging to me in a meeting about it, a Jewish man.
Wow.
And I'm saying this specifically for those of you in that community who you know about them a part of your community, not the racist ones, because some of you are not, but you know which ones I'm talking about. Like we got some people in our community who are some a-holes. You got some too.
That's right.
And he was bragging to me. So, oh, you know that mall off of, bro, he was recently, you know, the mall out of Crenshaw and King.
Hey, that's a rich flex, huh?
No, bro.
Yeah.
The man walked up to the table.
Wow.
And he introduced me to him. I looked at him. He looked down at me. He shook his friend's hand who I was eating this meal with. And he walked away. And I was so infuriated because I was thinking, wow, the black mall is not owned by black people.
Come on now.
But we had the money to do it. We didn't beg. We didn't ask for a discount. We didn't try to, you know, get it on the low. We did it the way that you call the right way. We did it according to your rules, but we couldn't get it. So that means your system is never interested in us having it, even if we go about it the way you tell us to go about it. Just be a good old boy, have the credit right, have the money right, have the capital up, and we can let you do that. No. It's not like that all the time. It's not. And I know a lot of millionaires and billionaires who know that. Yeah. So it is about the power and the intent behind it. If we would have had any agenda to give that over to somebody else or let someone else have the dominant control, 51% ownership and influence, then it would be cool. But because it's not that, they're like, hell no, we know what you Negroes gonna do with it.
Do folks remember about 5 years ago when a group of black community organizers came together to purchase the Crenshaw Mall? Yeah. Y'all remember that, right? Yeah, you remember? Okay. And do you remember, even though we submitted the highest bid, we ran off 2 or 3 developers. We submitted the best bid. They still refused to give us our 40 acres in the mall. Y'all remember that? We raised over $100 million in 2 weeks, y'all. $100 million in 2 weeks. Back it up. Black folks came together and leveraged the moment in that white guilt and said, give us this money to buy our 40 acres in our mall. So they didn't sell malls to us, but we are still doing work in the community, and we're still getting our 40 acres, 1 acre at a time. And this building is community-owned, community center, and this belongs to you. We also purchased, there was a nightclub across the street on the corner of 43rd. What's the name of that club?
Manhattan Flats? I mean, Maverick Flats.
What was the name of it? It was 43rd, it burned down. The Total Experience. Total Experience. That was a historic black nightclub. It burned down. And guess who was able to purchase that because we had money? Downtown Crenshaw. And now we're in the process of building real affordable housing in that property. And it's going to be led by black folks, owned by black folks, and built by black folks. All right? Thank you. We have a total of 10 properties right now. commercial and residential. We've been helping folks who were in danger of losing their homes and adding ADUs onto the back and helping them save their home and also creating space for new folks who couldn't buy a home. So yeah, so we didn't get that law yet, but we do have a lawsuit, so he can't do nothing with it either. Okay? We will not be
right? So we were able to hear how it is that Black people wanted to buy a mall directly in their community. They were able to get the money directly up in order to purchase it. And then the powers that be was like, no, we're not allowing you to sit up there and do it. And this is why I bring up the story of Bill Cosby so much, because this was the exact same thing that took place where NBC quite a few times was up there for sale, and Bill Cosby had the ability to purchase that with or without backers. He had the ability to do it, and they were like, no, we're not letting you do it. So again, this goes into the effect to show how this society is still racist, no matter how it is that people want to sit up there and state that, oh no, society isn't racist. Look at all of these Black millionaires and billionaires. Like if it was really racist, then those guys wouldn't exist. Look at all the Black guys in the NBA and the NFL, and if it was really racist, then they know it could still be racist with that still going on. Like I said, we can go back to the 1960s and so on and so on and look at sports. We can look at the segregation that happened in baseball and many other areas. But once those sports that Black people were in started to actually gain more popularity, white people are like, oh, no, okay, we can't have this separate. We can't allow y'all to. We're going to integrate. We're going to integrate. We're not about to lose out money. We'll just allow them directly in. We'll, swindle or figure out how to do these contracts, but we'll make sure that we're still getting this money. It's not going to be split or anything like that. We're not going to have any competition. And this is what I tried to tell people before. In order for them not to have competition, they will allow integration, because they know that if you just so happen to have competition, because if you think about basketball, like just sports in general, the faces that you really think about that are really doing stuff, moving things, are Black people, right? You look at the NBA, for example. You see, you can, of course, a lot of people can happen to list some, great white boys that was hooping and everything like that. But again, going back to what was it, MJ, Michael Jordan, I want to be like Mike. I ain't never have a commercial where it was like I want to be like Larry Bird. That was not, and that's not to sit up there and say like Larry Bird was not cold, directly on that court, because he was. But again, that wasn't the selling point. That wasn't the person to basically move stuff, right? Again, Jordan has shoes, right? And then Jordan has shoes, and then those shoes were banned. Right? And then you had this whole thing basically going on with that. Then you had what AI with his, you had, Dwayne Wade directly with his, right? You had the Black Mamba, aka Kobe, directly with his. You got LeBron with, like I said, you got fields of Black men out here that have their shoes, the KDs and all of this other type of stuff. And a lot of kids will put on those shoes to emulate or to be closer to or try to tap in or become, that player. That's what a lot of young Black boys were doing. White boys wasn't really worried about no Jordans like that. In the Black community, like Jordans were basically a religion, right? A lot of kids wanted to grow up. They wanted to jump high. They wanted to sit up there and dunk, and they wanted to, shoot. They wanted to do all of these things like Michael Jordan. Again, they weren't trying to be like Larry Bird or anybody else directly out there that was not Black. And even within that, again, dealing with the racism spectrum of, sports, the NFL and things of that nature, how many of these athletes do we know of that actually own teams? Because 9 times out of 10, anybody that owns these teams, or 10 times out of 10, anybody that actually owns, we're talking about fully, really owns these teams, they're white or other. You could have, people from, the United Emirates. They can come over and own some sports teams. They can just throw money, like literally, like over there, like the sheiks and their family, they just got money. It's like, we might be sitting on $1 trillion. We're going to throw, y'all got a team for sale, no problem. We're going to throw $200 billion directly on that real quick. Let's get this paperwork done. chop chop, right? And it'll get done, right? If it's not them, then of course it's going to be somebody Caucasian that's going to be sitting there at the at the head of the ownership and and all of those good things. But if black people came together with the money to buy any of these teams when they're up for sale, the NBA is like, we're not selling to you. We don't care how much money that you got to offer, even if you could offer over what the initial value of the team that we've deemed for it to be, we're still not allowing you to sit up there and buy it. Your money is not good enough. So, like I said, that's the system at heart. That is what racism looks like. Racism knows money. They are fully about it. And especially with money comes power. And they know that if black people get just a little bit, just a smidgen of power, there's going to be a nice little sun that's going to pop up. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to start to happen. And they're not trying to have, even just one family empowered. There's going to be a way to, in a sense, control it. Like case in point, going back to the NFL, going back to the NBA, you got right all of these players that might be millionaires or higher, but they're all controlled. They have to do this tightrope dance in order to get the money and the contracts that they need. They have to play this little tightrope so they can get the Nike, they can get the Adidas, they can get the Reebok, they can get the things from McDonald's or a Taco Bell or whatever these big agencies directly are, or maybe even car commercials, right? But if they decide to slip up just once, or if they do something that they feel is actually right because they see an injustice going on, somebody going to pick up that red phone real quick and make that call and be like, yo, who got McDonald's? Do. Yo, so LeBron, he's doing the social, activism thing. We need to, calm that down real quick. So we need you to, pull back money. So whatever, what y'all giving like 50, 80 million? Yeah, we need y'all to, pull back that contract that you got with LeBron because he can't be doing that. We told him specifically that if we give him this money, we allow him this money, that, he can't do any of this, social justice, standing up, bliggity black type of. No. We can't be having that. We're not doing that. We're not in the business of empowering black people. We are in the business of everyone sacrificing and making money for us. So McDonald's, McDee's, we need you to pull that money back, right? And that's what they do. Case in point, I'll go to another example. You can go to a Kanye, right? Love him or hate him. You can go directly to a Kanye and you can literally see how the hidden hand or the hidden hands were able to bring him down from 2 billion down to the high tier 100 millions. Like, let's say he might, instead of being at that 2.2 evaluated net worth, they dropped them all the way down to about like 800 million or something like that. Still rich. it don't have a B, directly in front of it, but he is still, really rich, right? But at the end of the day, like Kanye said, was like, hey, they're going to be able to do, certain things. You're going to watch them basically pull, money. You're going to watch them basically devalue, everything, because I decided to stand up and say this one thing. And we literally, as he said it, we watched it in 4K. And still to this day, people are oblivious. I'm like, how does that work? I'm like, the dude literally told you what was going to happen, committed directly to the action, and then you saw the aftermath. And then people are like, no, there's not anybody that can, just take wealth from somebody. I'm like, huh? I'm like, we literally just watched that. The greatest example that anybody could sit up there and list, that would be Kanye. And people are still baffled. People are still confused. People are still lost. Like I said, willful ignorance is a very dangerous thing. 100% dangerous thing. Rabbit said, I remember that story with the mall. You talking about with Brother Rizza Islam? Yeah. Tony said the same thing happened when Magic tried to buy the Lakers. You know what? The funniest thing, I might have to do a little bit of research and bring that up in another live stream, because that'll be another good one to bring up into dive directly into as well. You said there's only one non-white owner I can think of, and that is Kamir Khan and the Jags. You also said that the only black guy who owns any team is Jay-Z, and that's it. And Grant Hill owns 1% of the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, 1% really ain't nothing, but 1% is better than zero. So, yeah. But that's how they play. They're not going to, like, if any of these celebrities wanted to put all of their net worth up in order to really buy a portion of whatnot of these teams, they'd be like, that's great that you want to throw everything in there. We're still not going to take it, right? Or they'll be like, we want to show you we're not really that racist, and we'll give you 0.5% of the team for 500 million or something like some crazy number, an offer that they wouldn't even make to anybody else. Like I said, that's 0.5%. What is that? Like that's insane. But this also goes to the extent to showcase to a lot of people that ownership is power, as well. And this is why a lot of these people do not want black people to have ownership of certain things. So if they're in music, they don't want them to have ownership over their masters. Right, over the songs that they just so happen to write. This is one of the reasons that Prince was fighting so hard and publicly announcing and letting people know, trying to tell other artists like, yo, you see the fight that I have to sit up there and go through. You see the changes, the transitions, you see what they're talking about me in the media, and this is all because I want the rights to my music, to my name, to my image. I want to be able to make money off of myself versus these companies making money off of me. Same thing they did with Michael Jackson. And like I said, where are Michael Jackson and Prince right now? And who are Michael Jackson and Prince having these difficult situations with? The record labels. So like I said, everything is tied in. It's just that for whatever reason, people just, not paying attention. But again, it has to do with ownership, and it has to do with power. If you don't believe me, go look at Shark Tank. And anytime that one of these people has an invention and they want to just bring it directly to Shark Tank, they ask them, do you own the IP, the intellectual property? Do you own it? If you don't, they're pretty much out instantly. They don't really care. But if you have ownership over that, that is the most important thing. The idea might even be just a little bit trash, but they're like, oh, you got the IP? Okay, we might be able to do some, with this. We can put some stuff behind it and really, sell it and advertise it and, get some millions to, buy it. So that's why I always try to tell a lot of you guys on here that, go out there and start making money off of yourselves versus allowing everybody else to specifically make money off of you. Right. So we got two other videos here that I want to show off. This one I felt was actually a pretty dope video. Again, want to showcase, black men doing some great things because mainstream media doesn't like doing it.
Get the day started. Headed over to do some disking at Jardin des Pas. I got my disc harrows loaded on the trailer. My tractor's already on site. Got to stop and get some diesel. We'll get the day started. See what it be like. All right now, so we got the first field cut. I didn't get any footage myself, but Dustin's buddy Chris came out. Got some good drone footage. He also had his camera, so I'll wait until I get a link to that upload. But this first field's cut nice, and I'm about to work this area right here, probably about from where the tractor is over to about right here. See where the dirt's a little different, where it was kind of moist right there. I got to push this pile of trees back to this other pile of trees, and then I'm gonna start disking all of this. And we got a pasture in the front. I'm gonna disc that as well. All right now, I got Jardin des Pas. Then Dustin came out. We got some peppers here. On this other side over here, we got some tomatoes planted. We did plant a row, skip a row to give them room to breathe and whatnot. Got them about 2 feet apart. And we're gonna have more tomatoes to put in over here. But it's coming out nice, man. Got it nice and shaped up, looking good. All right, now, take a little walk. Jardin des Pas. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of tomatoes planted. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe a third or fourth of a row of peppers planted. Coming along, y'all. All right.
That's beautiful. That's the one thing I love to see is I'm trying to see if I can zoom sort of back to what he was looking at earlier. Let me see. I think he had a larger shot of a lot of this, but yeah, the one main thing that I love seeing is a lot of the videos online of Black land ownership. And I would wish that those types of videos would get a lot more positive feedback. But it seems as though that every day that I look on social media, you have videos like this. I think this video probably got about, a few looks. Dealing with X. It might have had, like a few comments, like literally a handful, maybe even a dozen. And it's crazy that something like this, as positive as it is, knowing the history in the United States, does not get, millions of black people just like interested or hungering to do the same thing. Because too many times we hear black people talking about like, oh, we've had this stolen, we've had our land taken, this, that, and the third. We need to, start growing, we need to start planting and all of this stuff, right? But then you have videos like this where you have black men that own land that are willing to educate people for free. They're willing to update people for free, right? They want to put out information. They want to sit up there and teach. And you don't see an influx of black people, especially the ones that always talk about that we need to do for self. We need to do this. We need to do that. Again, being on social media, I don't see an influx of black folks flocking to his page and many other pages that I've shown off before. And to me, that's quite sad because, mind you, if this was, again, sad to say, if you got somebody of another nationality doing the exact same thing, again, you'll see those people roll up to sit up there and support, but like, oh yeah, I'm growing stuff just in my backyard. I don't really have a lot of land, and you'll get people formulating a bond. You get people sharing information, so then now you'll start getting threads of people talking about maybe certain water levels. They're talking about certain types of sunlight, certain types of, soil, different types of seeds and things dealing with the seasons and all of these other things. Again, you got just knowledge just being shared to and from, right? And that's what I would love to actually see take place with these things. But 9 times out of 10, when I happen to see quote unquote knowledge or information being shared, it's usually dealing with some of the most ignorant posts that you can possibly see on X, especially if it's fight videos. Magically, he said, she said, type of deal will pull up directly on the scene, and everybody's in this thread trying to share information of, oh, I got this from IG, I got this from TikTok, all this stuff that don't mean nothing, stuff that ain't going to do nothing to nothing to nothing. You're not even probably going to remember this like 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, right? Versus if you have black people in the comment section talking about this, that information can literally be forever, right? That's something that somebody can actually write down and they can, decide to act upon it at any given time. They can, teach that same information directly to their kids. They can decide to even make content off of that information and, performing those actions to give people a real world, for all intents and purposes, an experience on how to, or, and so on and so on. But yeah, it's crazy work. Ash said he better put some security around the area. White people hate black farmers. Yeah, that's true. Yo, Tippy's in the building. What is up, Tippy? What is up? You know what, Tippy? I'm starting to notice that if I do these live streams a little bit later, which I'm really trying not to do, right? If I do these live streams later, I notice that you show up more. I need you to get off the Sims, Tippy. I need you to get off the Sims, Tippy. Tippy said, what is Two Girls, One Guy? Yeah, that was just the title that I sat up there and picked because basically the story that was given, and I just thought it was funny because just because. But yeah, it was basically revolving around. I would have to actually put the pictures back up. I'll rehash it after I go to the next video that I got here. Hold on, I got you.
Y'all is Grace. Okay, hi Grace, how are you? Okay, the dude from the front window, he said that he's been having a crush on you for like 4 months, and if I get your phone number, that he would give me a free 2-piece. So, what's your answer? Because he's gonna circle back around.
Jamarius from the front window.
Yeah.
The front window.
Yes.
The front window.
Yes.
My boyfriend.
Why? Oh, really?
All right, bet.
Oh my God.
I did not know that was her boyfriend. Are you serious? Are you serious? That's your boyfriend, too?
Oh my God. Go see if she's okay, yo. Okay. Wait. Come back. Listen, just between you and I. Jamarius, he said that he thinks you like him too. Is that true?
Mm.
You like him? Oh my God. What y'all gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm so sorry to start this mess. But I'm gonna go back around so I get my 2-piece and tell him it's on, right?
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy. That is, that's some diabolical work. I wanted to put that up there because I thought that that was fun as jacked at the same time. But yeah, that's crazy, and that's some diabolical work. The girl at a moment in time had a boyfriend that works there, and now she probably don't got a boyfriend that works there. Somebody gonna have to switch jobs. Now you got a lover's triangle right there. That's crazy. And then the other girl didn't even make it better. She could have been like, I'm not even interested, yada, yada, yada. She was like, she likes him too. I'm like, oh, man. Y'all both about to get beat because the way that girl eyes bugged out, she was like, Jamarius in the front window, in the front of the restaurant, in the front of this building. She was trying to make sure it wasn't nowhere else. And maybe it was another Jamarius. Nah, that's crazy. Ah, man. Woo. That is crazy. People got to be careful out there. I mean, that's dangerous times. That lady didn't help, though. She was too old to be doing that. That is crazy. Like I said, I don't even know how that even happened. I just want to know who is Jamarius? Like, who is this man? Like you didn't set up there. You messing up everything out here, man. Like, oh man. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Well, be like that. That's bars, diabolical. Yep. JK said, dang, for a 2-piece. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Tippy was like, that's the only game that calms me down. We know, Tippy. We know. Ash said, please rehash the 2 girls, 1 guy. I missed that part. Okay, I got you. I gotta re-upload everything. I had the stuff directly in order. Okay. Let me see, where's the images at? I gotta go right back. Where's that folder? Ooh, that was gonna be the wrong. What's the name to put up there? Would have been all bad. All right, so basically the 2 girls, 1 guy basically details with the 2 people that you see directly in front of you. And these women will both remain nameless due to the effects of the content that they have directly online. I'm not trying to have anybody say that I'm trying to promote. No, we ain't trying to do it here, right? And that's why, like I told y'all before, I don't happen to put a lot of tags or whatnot directly up there because a lot of people be into different stuff, and I ain't really trying to be associated with that. I'll bring it up for content purposes, to talk about these things, but I ain't about to go that far, right? So the woman on the left decided that she wanted to chime into a conversation that was going on with this guy who's like a chef or a cook, owns a restaurant. And she wanted to state that, this dude was trying to, talk directly to her and all this other type of stuff, fly her out and all this, good stuff. And he's married and yada, yada, yada. So then the girl directly to the right, who is the main one who has the text messages that for all intents and purposes, went viral online, at least dealing with the thread. The girl to the right decided that she wanted to release those DMs to try to frame him in some type of bad light. And I went over the text messages, and I'm like, I don't really see anything that puts this dude in a bad light, like at all. Like the fire emoji thing, like, all right, whatever. I guess like if we're really reading that deep into emojis now, I guess. So like I said, I don't know what to sit up there and tell people. And the main thing that I was trying to bring up to a lot of people is that I hate the society that we're living in at this moment in time, where you'll have women like this that will go online and they'll decide to wait. What did it say? JK said those are two different girls, look like some type of Photoshop, almost look the same. No, no, no. Those are very much two different women. You can tell by the volume. That's the best way I could put it. You can tell by the volume, the face structure, and and everything like that. But yeah, it's terrible that instead of a lot of these women going out there and deciding to make money off of just themselves or to get fame and glory. The thing is now in this day and age, like, oh, let me, release these messages so I can get like a little bit of notoriety because this dude is famous. Because for all intents and purposes, if this dude was broke and he didn't own a restaurant, didn't have no money, didn't have no light to his name, nobody was even looking towards him, she would have never done this. I'm just going to be honest. She would have never done anything like this. But because this dude owns a restaurant, right? He has a social media presence. He has money. This is when they start popping about the woodworks and doing stuff like this. Because for all intents and purposes, the girl to the right who released the DMs, going through the messages, she was the one that was really trying to, in a sense, see him. He specifically said that, hey, I'm going to, be out of the state or whatnot or whatever, doing business elsewhere, but you're more than free to come to the restaurant and try the food and let me know, how it is. She responded by basically stating that, oh no, with the crying emojis, I really want to, meet the man behind the restaurant, aka I want to see you. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, but you're online complaining that, trying to state that this businessman who was married was trying to really talk to you. But he literally told you, like, yo, I'm out of state, but you're more than welcome to still come to the restaurant with or without me. But you said that you specifically will be there only if he's there. Because she was like later on, well, I'll sit up there and reschedule for when you are there. That's some crazy work. That is some crazy work. And then you have fields of women online agreeing with these women and trying to sit up there and say in some type of form, fashion, or way that he was wrong because they're trying to read into the emojis. Like, oh, he sent the fire emoji. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, bro, there's been a multitude of times that again, as a guy, there's a multitude of times I've been online. I'll sit up there and see a woman who appears to be very beautiful or attractive. Hey, I'll sit up there and like the picture. It's as simple as like, yo, it's a picture. We don't have a thumbs up, so it's a heart. I'm not reading nothing too deep directly in it. If they gave the option to sit up there and put different emojis that you feel represents a like button, I'm pretty sure the emojis that people have underneath, especially women, the emojis that they would have underneath their pictures will be looking wild. But that's not what we're dealing with this moment in time. We're dealing with the heart. Right. It used to be actually at a point back in the days of quote unquote Facebook where you could thumbs up and thumbs down. You can't even do that underneath images anymore. They made sure to take that away. I'm like, that's some crazy work. So the only thing you get to see is likes. I'm like, come on now. That's crazy. But yeah, it's crazy. So for guys out there, I gotta stay safe. Just to be real. There's no other way I can sit up there and place it or say it, but people got to be cautious, got to be safe because there are a ton of opportunists, directly out there. Ton of opportunists. I will safely say, wait, Tippy, are you still there? Let me know if you're still there, Tippy. Let me know. I gotta wait for her to actually respond because I'm pretty sure the live stream is probably delayed. Because I know she likes playing The Sims, but people be barely responding. Wait, did I put up this one talking about the protest? Yeah. So I put this one. I'm not even sure if I even put it up in a previous live stream, but I put this one up there.
You know
I know I put it in a video, but a lot of videos tend to get less views versus the live streams, which for whatever reason, however that just what happens to work. So we'll see how in a sense this will actually go down. So we're going to listen to this woman here, where Edward Jones said, "You clickbaited me. I'm here now." I ain't clickbait nobody. I literally go over a lot of the topics that represent the title of the video first. Depending on the length of the topic, we can actually be there for a long time. But if not, then of course, we'll move on to the next thing. But let's take a listen. It wasn't clickbait though.
Black people, you know I love you, but some of y'all got a short memory. And so I'm here to remind you that black people will not be marching in this era. If you recall, black-led marches looked like this, and like this, and like this. Black-led marches were the most violent and have been the most violent forms of protest in America. White-led marches, the ones that are going on right now, look like this, and like this, and like this. The difference is you don't see any vitriol and violence from police, and you don't see any vitriol and violence from white extremist groups. And I can say this with certainty because I live in Chicago and I was out there too. They beat people. They chased people down, drug them through the street. They threw those smoke charges into the crowd. They had gas masks on. They sent people into our marches to throw bricks and cause riots and then blame it on us. Marching is over. Marching is literally the dumbest thing that we could do with our time right now. Instead, you need to be doing what I'm doing, and that's organizing the masses of black people so that we can work together to protect ourselves from this hate and vitriol that this country has decided they will never stop. Organizing the masses of black people, getting back in community with each other behind closed doors, coming up with solutions to rebuild our communities and protect our communities from this hate and vitriol. We do not need to be out in the streets wasting our time and energy so that they can put targets on our back, front, and forehead. And now they have a president that is 100% willing to let them go free after doing so. If you never listen to a word I say, black people, please do not fall for the bait. Do not go out there marching in these streets. Instead, get organized in your community. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. We got a lot of work to do, and none of it is going to go on in the street. I will not be a target for some pathetic little loser with a rifle. Instead, I'm going to spend my time and energy organizing the masses of black people. What are you going to do? Are you with me? Do you understand the assignment? I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
And she's right. I 100% agree. I've stated before that the types of forms of protest should be happening very much differently. Because, as given the example, when these protests happen with other groups of people, you don't see the police presence, you don't see the news and the media or anything of that nature. But magically, when it's black people, oh, we got to get out the United States Marines. We got to get out the armored vehicles. We got to have snipers on the roofs. We got to have, gas canisters. We got to have rounds and drums of ammunitions and bullets and all. Like it's a whole showcase, it's like a theatrical showcase. You would have thought that it was like the Avengers fighting the army of Thanos You would have thought that was realistically what was happening in the streets. And this is how they try to sensationalize in front of everybody in 4K black people protesting. This is how they want to treat it. There was a protest that I was a part of. Like this was like, of course, back during the pandemic. And you would have people that were marching directly in the street. And I showed people directly on video. I did a live stream, at the time. I'm not sure if it is still up, at this moment in time. But I did a live stream during that time, and I was showcasing, the protests, showing people and everything like that. And you could literally see this one magical cop car that decided he was going to, for all intents and purposes, roll directly up on me. Now, no, dude didn't have no type of sirens on. You could normally a lot of these cop cars, especially like the new ones, you're not hearing any type of engines. There was no type of horn that was being blown or anything like that. Dude was just like slow rolling with no sirens, no honking on the horn, no nothing, just pulling right up on me like that. And I'm like, I'm like, yo, you could have like literally sat up there and just like ran me over. Now, for me, for all intents and purposes, I probably would have just like stayed directly on that ground and I would have called a nice lawsuit. I'm not even going to sit up there and lie because I'm like, that's stupid to do something like that. Just saying. Why would you do that? You're supposed to be law enforcement. You want people to move and whatnot. Then you turn on your siren. You make as much noise as possible to let people know that you're actually there. Don't pull up silent like a thief in the night. That's crazy work, though. But like I said, that's what the cops like to sit up there and do. And that's how they like to treat uh, black people whenever it is that they protest. And then to get to a point in time in the street, in like the intersection, and you literally see the protesters trying to go in one direction. And then you see like there's 3 to 4 rows of cops with their riot shields, riot helmets on, and all this stuff just sitting there. And then the chief of police. I'm like, this looks completely stupid. I'm like, everybody's getting, all of the cops here are getting paid for this. I'm like, this has to be every cop in the station that realistically is here right now. So I'm pretty sure somebody's house is getting broken into. Somebody just got mugged, whatnot, or whatever. But you guys are all sitting here and ain't nobody do nothing. Nobody has burned down, whatnot, or whatever. Like they always like, oh, whenever the blacks protest, they burn down all of America. No, that's not what was happening. It's not, what was happening at all. But like I said, people like to spin and tell these type of false narratives in order to make black folks look crazy directly out here. It's crazy. It is crazy. D Money was like the thumbnail was definitely clickbaity, but here to support. Hey, no, hey, there is a story. If people rolled directly back to the front of the live stream, it wasn't no clickbait. It was no clickbait. I literally had three to four different images dealing with the women and also the DM messages that was associated with one of the women that was in the image that was given. So it wasn't clickbait. I'm just saying. It's actually been a long time since somebody's actually stated like, "Yo, man, you doing that clickbait?" I'm like, nah. Like, nah, the information, the information is there and everything. Information is there. Let me see what this lady doing. Another one. Matter of fact, we got another positive one. Let me pull this one directly up. We got a black woman out here fishing. Let me just pull that up. Like I said, I like videos like this. You don't even know what the end of the video would actually look like. We're going to put that directly up here. See what this lady is. Didn't download. What's going on? Hold on. Let me see. Do that again right there. There we go. Also, much love, respect, and appreciation on this Friday, March 21st. Shout out to y'all. Let's see, where is that's right. That's right. It's up here.
Doing how your mama and them? Good. So what we have right here is a brim. Alright? I'm gonna show y'all how to take this bad boy off. As you see, he done swallowed my hook, so we might have to do a little surgery. But starting off, you see how his fins are sticking out right here at the back? All right, now, see that? You're going to want to watch out for those. Look, if the brain is big enough, so a lot of times you can just grab him by the lip, and he's a nice size, so boy, put that lip out there. You see that? I can grab him by the lip, but a lot of times, you see those fins right there? Those are the dorsal fins, and those little spines right there, they will stick you. If they are stuck up like that, that will stick you. So what you want to do is you want to smooth them down before you grab them. That way you don't get stuck. So you take your hand like this, you smooth it, okay? Then you grab the whole brim like that, okay? Boom, yeah. See that? That way you ain't getting stuck. All right, so we're gonna get this hook out of his mouth. Like I said, he done swallowed this one pretty good, so I might have to do some surgery. But this is how you hold him, and you would take that hook out of his mouth. See, I was able to pull it up a little bit. All right, honey, let me get that. Let me grab that. And as you holding him now, watch that pinky, because that little back fin will get you. Watch that pinky. Hold it down on top of it. You gonna grab it? Give me him. Give me that him. My pliers it. He swallowed this good. Oh, there we go. See? Grab it. Ooh. Pop that hook out. There you go. Hey, how your mama now?
Right? Got a black woman out here fishing. Like I said, positive, some positive content. You got a black man out here farming, tilling to the soil, to the land, trying to let people know how it is and what he's going to do, what it is that he's planning. You got a black woman out here fishing, trying to teach some people, trying to let them know a little bit of something. Right? Dope stuff. Dope stuff. Uh, we got brother Allen in the building. Shout out for the $5 dono to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love, much love. We got another video. Well, this one is a little bit different. I'll probably be talking during this video because again, it got music. Can't be doing it, so I'm gonna have to try to pause that real
Lucy
quick.
Pepper.
Right. So we got. I'm not sure if y'all might have seen some of this before. Now, again, I'm a food type of guy, but to see something directly to this extent, right? So you got the burger that they got. They use the device to make a center for the burger to further spread out the meat. I'm guessing this is like, yeah, this is pepperoni that they already, cooked. This is a thicker cut. So the dude got like the oil, started throwing it directly on top of the cheese and inside of the burger. This is some crazy work. Then on top of that, put more cheese directly on the burger. And then is now smashing that down. It's to the point you can see the oil that he threw in there. You can see the wait, what is that? What is that? That's okay, so that's what? Garlic butter? So you're putting garlic butter on both of the buns. Damn, that's drenched. Dog, that looks crazy. Now he's putting cheese directly on that. Brother, what is going on? Oh. Okay, so one is the top and one is the okay. Nah. Let me tell you something. I believe that I was reincarnated from like a Buddha, from some type of fat man because of the way that I eat and I love food. I can highly say I got limitations. I feel like that is too fat for me. I feel like if I were to eat that burger, my body is not going to properly work anymore. I feel like my body is not going to properly work anymore. I'm pretty sure that burger would actually taste pretty good. I'm pretty sure it would taste pretty good, but I wouldn't be able to eat that. I'm just gonna sit up there and be honest. I probably look at that. And now this dude about to cut. Let me see that. Let's see what it looked like. A man taking a lifetime with that. I mean, it looked good. I'm not gonna lie. The burger does look good. But I'm just gonna say, like, I feel like my body is not gonna be working right for a very long time. It's gonna be like that Rocky scene. He broke something in me, and it ain't been right since. It's gonna be just like that with that burger. That burger's gonna break something within me, and I ain't gonna be right for the rest of my. Like, yo, that is crazy. Now I would sit up there and say, even how dangerous that burger looks, if this was amongst like a group where everybody's like, you take like a little slice. All right, I'll do that. I'll do that. I would not sit up there and be going for like the whole thing. I'll be looking for some people like, yo, y'all eating at the restaurant too? Yo, come get a slice. Because I'm like, yo, we are not taking souvenirs home. We're not doing that. We ain't doing that. Nah. The money said, yeah, food videos. Yeah. Just had to throw one directly in there because I don't think I ever actually done that in a live stream. Just like threw some food videos in there. JK said they're trying to make people fat. Where that at? I want to try it. The money said, where is the marinara or marinara, whichever way people pronounce. I did say I was gonna do like Waba. So Waba said, what is it? That's the itties, bro. That's all this. This man talking about the thumbnail. Oh man. Technically I thought about it originally. I'm like, all right, well, this topic is a little bit, different. I could throw that in for last to do that and then have the videos in the front, but I'm like, it's whatever. However it basically works. Like I said, this is for you guys to be able to have something to listen to at work, and different things like that. So we got a variety of different live streams in there, especially with me heavily responding to people in the comment section, saying some crazy stuff. But because the topic is not, so crazy, we don't happen to have that at this moment in time. So there we go. D Money said group trip to wherever that is. Yeah, 100%. 100. Like I said, if if I was a richer man, had a few millies, directly on me, of course. It's like, hey, we we about to go state to state. It's gonna be a solid 10 of us, and we about to, go eat some food at various restaurants. I think that'll be, some pretty dope stuff. But I need a few milli in order to get that accomplished. A few milli. We ain't there yet. Not even close. Not even a iota of a percentage. But I will also put this directly out there because I told people before, again, a brother is a gamer. I will be buying the new Assassin's Creed game. And what I will do, this is I will sit up and tell you what the plan is for anybody that is here during this time. We're going to probably have the video in 2 different formats. I'm just going to try some things out to see which one works, which one doesn't. Matter of fact, let me just ask some of y'all here because it's probably going to be just like a few of y'all here. Would y'all rather if I decide to stream Assassin's Creed, would y'all want it in the widescreen view, or do you want it in this type of, like the cell phone format? Like, let me know how y'all basically want that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to stream it to both channels. I might try it, but I'm still trying to figure out how the sound is going to work. Dealing with that because it's a little bit weird doing it that way, or I might have to use a different program or whatnot, a different streaming service to do it. Widescreen, okay. All right, so that will be the plan. So yeah, Assassin's Creed, yo, Senshi, what is up? So yeah, that is going to be the plan. Assassin's Creed will be bought. Matter of fact, let me just see something real quick because I believe it is. Because I'm gonna look this up just to let y'all know. We are gonna do that real quick. Let me go to CD keys. Oh, they already got it listed up there. Thank you. Look at that. The gods have smiled upon me today. Yep, bestsellers. I don't even know what game that is. Okay, we got Assassin's Creed up there, but which one is that for? Is that for Xbox? That looks like PC. So let me see what y'all got for the Series X. They got it up. It would probably be like $66. I mean, that's a few dollars directly off. That's not really as much as I thought it would have been, which is crazy. So we'll probably sit up there and go with that. Now let me see if they got the gold version. Nope, can't even buy that. I hate how they always say that it's out of stock when it's not out of stock. They just want they'll allow like the PC sales or whatever to basically happen, and I guess this platform will happen to get uh the codes for the standard edition probably like a few days, like after, because the company wants to, make the full sales directly on the game. Now hold on, wait a minute. Now I could get the worldwide version of Assassin's Creed, which works for the Series X, can activate in the United States, currently in stock. Code delivered to you. I might have to do that. All right, so if anybody up there looking for some sales on the game, CD Keys got it up there for $64.99. Just to let you know, any of the gamers that are directly up there. They don't got anything for the gold or the ultimate edition, but they got it up there for the standard edition worldwide for the Xbox Series X. Anybody that's on PlayStation, they don't actually have codes for PSN for that. Let me see if they got. Wait a minute, is Assassin's Creed is not only on Xbox, right? Is it? It can't be. Wait, let me see. Somebody let me know. Let me see. Wabba said, "Do you play hunting games?" The last time I played hunting games, that was like back. Let's say if anybody remembers, let's say Duck Hunt, where it was like Super Mario and Duck Hunt like combined on a cartridge, and you actually had the Duck Hunt, shotgun that you could use. Yeah. Other than that, maybe a few times at an arcade or something like that, where they might have had those type of games. Realistically, any type of like gun con game, I would want to play House of the Dead. Let me get that. Give me like a wireless gun that I can like, have it USB hooked up, to the system, and I can point at the screen and just, dude, I love to play that. I think that would actually be pretty dope. Pretty dope. Waba said, I like the TV version, but this kind of gets more traction in my opinion. I may be wrong. No, you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. Funny enough, I figured, oh man, that's some diabolical work. They already, that's crazy. That's a little bit heartbreaking. They were like, you just did this live stream. Hey, we're gonna, sit up there and mark this already. I'm like, dang, that's diabolical. Diabolical work. Let's see how many people we've actually had so far. Technically, I know it hasn't been a lot. Just looking at the amount of views that we have at this moment. Again, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody who has donated directly to the platform. Currently, we got about a good 409 directly on the current live stream. And that is with the, the format that, I'm doing at this moment in time. But again, that's also due to the fact of the title and the, the video topics here. So it's not really stuff that people can get rah about us. It's a little bit more relaxed, stuff like that. Papa said, I wonder if you can put 2K app on live. You probably can. You probably can, as a matter of fact. Since she said it can be, but it's not. You said it's multi-platform. Okay, you're talking about Assassin's Creed. Okay, I got you. Rabbit said, I've been playing Pokemon Legends of Icarus. 2 of my NPCs are obviously smashing on a low. The dialogue is too obvious with it. Oh man, Wabba said, how to use your phone as a remote to play games through your desktop. I think you have to enable the remote feature. So if it's maybe if Steam has those settings, you would have to do it by way of Steam. If it's Xbox, you would have to allow remote play. I think that way, but you got to go through the settings. PlayStation, I can't even tell you. I haven't really messed with the settings like that. I really feel like going through the settings and the menus on PlayStation feels more like an Apple device versus an actual game system, which is crazy to me. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's the plan. We will be streaming that and what's another game that I got at this moment in time? Um I was gonna say Path of the Immortals. It's the wrong thing. Let me see. Ooh, I opened up the wrong thing. I'm supposed to be trying to open up OBS real quick. Let me shut that down. OBS should be popping up. JK said the new Assassin's Creed Shadows is on Xbox, PS5, and Steam right now. Might come to the Switch later. Yeah, because it was a little bit weird because when I went on CD Keys, I did not see them advertise Assassin's Creed up there, which was weird. I'm like, that's a hot game right now. That should be advertised. They got the PlayStation cards up here. Let me see what else they got. Yeah, even when I go to the shop PSN, they don't have. Wait, let me see if they got it listed up here. That's Ubisoft. That's Xbox. Yeah, that's weird. Like I'm seeing everything as Ubisoft or Ubisoft and Xbox. You got one thing up here for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, you got stuff up here for Valhalla. You got Mirage, but for whatever reason, you don't have it for PSN. That's a little bit weird. But yeah, anybody that wants it for Xbox, CD Keys got you for $64. So that's a little bit cheaper than what you would normally have to pay. Well, CD Keys is talking about it's $90 for the standard. I'm like, God, are actually lying. But because of the worldwide thing, it's like it's going to look a little bit crazy. But if you go to the United States where it gives you, the USD thing, you'll see it's $66, dollars and 29 cents and whatnot. So, it's a little bit more manageable. A little bit more manageable if you want to just so happen to buy it. Trying to go to the store real quick. Oh, also for anybody who has Xbox, you can also download a game. Since she probably saw me play it online and probably Ty saw me as well too. They got a game called Immortals 33 Immortals. That is actually a pretty dope game. If you have Xbox Live or Ultimate, you're able to download that game for free. And play it. You can play with up to 33 other players on the same screen, and you're pretty much going through hell, and you're trying to fight for your immortality and whatnot. You're trying to fight for your life and stuff like that. So that's a pretty nice game that's up there. I've been playing that since beta. Another game that you can just so happen to check out would be, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. I might be able to actually. Well, it's not going to be in widescreen, but you will be able to see it. Wait, let me see before I do that. I got to do this real quick. Go to settings. Yeah, just turn off notifications real quick. Ain't trying to have nothing random show up. So let me go to start virtual camera. Let me do that. And put that one directly up. I know it wasn't going to show up how I wanted to show up. What would I have to do? I would have to do it this. Yeah, I would have to do it like this. Right. So, basically going through, it's a little bit cut off, but it's cool. Going through the Xbox store, I won't be able to see what y'all are writing at the moment because I got to zoom this directly in so I can properly see it. Right. So we got Avowed. That's another good game as well for anybody that has, Game Pass and whatnot, or if you got kids or you just want something to play for free. Avowed is actually a pretty decent game. Funniest thing is we got Watchdog Legions directly up here. I think this is probably about the second or the third time throughout the years that it's been listed specifically up there. Another hugely popular game that was on Steam. You got Bellataro, which is a card game, roguelike deck builder. Blew up out of nowhere directly on Steam, and people have loved it. You also got Rogue Trader. I haven't tried out Mullet Jack. We actually do have Madden because I know we got some people out here in the chat that do play Madden. I haven't touched Madden in years. So you probably won't catch me, sitting up there playing it. You got F124, whoever likes playing, those type of racers. Sniper Elite, Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden Black, Lonely Outpost. I do have Enter the Gungeon. Far Cry, never played this one. What's another one? We also got this one too, which they did this on Unreal Engine 5, which is Eternal Strands. So if anybody got a chance to play, what was the name? There was another PvP game that they actually had that worked sort of. It wasn't on Unreal 5, but I think it was on the tail end of Unreal 4 or whatnot. And it was called Spellbreak. So there was a game called Spellbreak where you can combine different elements and spells to make different things. It was ingenious. Never seen anything like it in my life, but that game did not get a lot of attention, and it just, pretty much died, went into the ether, right? So taking from that, they put it in a sense into a single form game where you can use different things. So elements that you see here where they're using like a whip or whatnot or energy to grab things off of a boss, that's more akin to Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, if anybody played that, along with Spellbreak. So you can pretty much freeze a boss. Like if you got just imagine playing, let's say Dragon's Dogma or any of these games dealing with knights and all of this, right? You see a dragon directly in the sky and you look up, it's like, oh, that dragon's still flying. What if I had ice powers and I could just throw ice on one of his wings, bringing it down? You can do that in this game, like crazy stuff. And I'm hoping that everything that they're doing in this game, other game makers or some other, story driven type games, they will take directly from that and they'll start to implement that in a lot of other games, allowing people to have different options when they decide to play some stuff. We also got Jedi Survivor. I would actually like it if they had the Star Wars Outlaws directly up here. I would give that a try. I never got a chance to play the first Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. Wait, is this the first one? Oh, let me see something. Hold on. Okay, well, okay, yeah. So Survivor is the second one. Fallen Order was the okay. So yeah, I had to look at that real quick. But yeah, they got quite a few games. Gigantic was a sleeper. A lot of people didn't like it. It's a PvP, type of deal. Teams of 5 versus 5. Each, side of the field got their own guardian, and you got to control certain areas of the map in order to have certain things happen to make your guardians move forward and all the other type of, good stuff. But yeah, they got some games up there, but I would tell people to try out 33 Immortals. That's a pretty nifty one, right there. We got some other games coming out at the moment in time. You got Adam's Fall, you got Kazan, which is going to be a interesting game. It's pretty much based off of a game called Dungeon Fighter. This was a game I played way back in I want to say like closer to like the Obama era. Like the 09s, 010, 011, that type of like era right there. So it's basically, based off of that, the first Berserker, because one of the classes in Dungeon Fighter is a Berserker. Then you got the Gunslinger, you got the Fighter, the Slayer, and all of those other types of things. Adam Fall, I think, should be another good one. I feel like that might be more of a sleeper for a lot of people. Another game I will be looking directly into is South of Midnight, which is a pretty dope game where you're dealing with, like the deep south. Or as I'm sorry, let me pull back. This is what some people will want to consider. Oh, this is that affirmative action DEI nonsense, right? That how people want to just rage out whenever it is that they see somebody black now on the front cover of a game, or they're the main, character. So beyond all of that, this game is actually pretty dope, as well too, where you got this girl here learning more about her southern, roots, and a lot of other things like that, being able to perform and fight these different beings directly there in order to, try to fix and do a lot of things. Like I said, my explanation of it is not the best, but they do have a trailer directly for the game. So I would tell people to, happen to, check that out and give it a chance. But it is pretty dope. I want to say Commandos is a little bit interesting, but only due to the fact that I played something similar back during the PlayStation era. I had a game sort of like this where it's, I guess you could say, turn-based, type of deal, and you're moving or progressing your characters through, this map and whatnot. What else do we got up here that seems interesting? We got Fatal Fury, right? SNK Games. You also have another one. You got Expedition 33, which also will be on Game Pass. We also have Doom that's coming out, Dark Ages, which again down here will be on Game Pass as well. You also got the Capcom Fighting Collections 2, because you already got the previous one, out at this moment in time. We got Onimusha 2 that they're going to rebring back out. The one I'm actually looking for, funny enough, is Dawn of Dreams. I don't know why that seems to be one of the only Mushas that doesn't get talked about or highlighted. I thought it was actually pretty dope being able to turn into a black Oni, and you got these powers and you just like sweeping through the field. You can upgrade that character and have that form for a longer duration, and you're gathering different types of swords. Like I said, it was dope. Blade of Fire actually seems pretty dope as well too. That's a pretty, nifty little game where it's a point in time where you got this one side that is taking over, and you need somebody, of course, as always, to fight these beings, but nobody's able to fight because the weapons are pretty much all gone. So you are, in a sense, this blacksmith who's able to create these weapons, and each weapon that you create is able to, suit the battlefield and defeat a certain type of, being that is, in a sense, standing in your way in order for you to correct the wrongdoing of the lands, right? To take it all back. Another cool game that we got right here is Elden Ring Night Rain, which is actually pretty dope. I think, what is it, like 3 to 4 player? Let me check. I gotta actually click on it real quick. It's coming out May 30th. How many players is it? Yeah, it's 3 player. You basically go through nights. I think what is about like 3 nights that you go through, and a final night. So the first 2 days and nights that you go through, you have to go through this part of the land, level up, XP, put the points that you need specifically into those things. And on top of getting your weapons and different things together, on top of defeating some minor bosses, at the end of the night 3, you're going to have this, in a sense, for all intents and purposes, a world boss show up, and you have to defeat that with your team. So you'll either be successful or you will not. Only you and your team can determine that, right? Wait. Am I slipping? Why am I not seeing that up here? No. Wait. Let me see something. Is Bleach already out? Cause I don't. Oh, buddy. So yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, just because I can't see. Let me try to go back to the comments because I'm just sitting up here talking at this moment in time, going through stuff. I'm just sitting up here talking, my bad. Since she said Girl City of the Wolves and Capcom Fine Collection 2, yep. Waba said back at around 2016, I was playing a game called Senshi Wars. I felt it would be good for PS3 back then, but it was on the Play Store. JK said that kind of looks like the black version of Life is Strange. Oh, you talking about for the Southern game? I got you. Yeah. Jab said Onimusha was good. Yeah. Ty was like, yes. So yeah, Bleach is out. So that is because I was trying to figure out another game that I said I was going to get as well too. So Bleach will be another game that I will be buying as well too. So since technically it is actually out, so just in case, for all intents and purposes, anybody that is a gamer and you're on Xbox, the main trick to do is to set your clock on New Zealand or whatnot so that you can play a lot of the games a day ahead of time. So that's that was one of the hardest tricks to do back on like the 360 era, because we actually had to set up actual accounts. Like you had to set up a New Zealand account, you had to set up a Japanese account, you had to set up a Germany account in order to play certain demos that were not here in the United States, or to get access to certain games that aren't being sold here, right? So yeah, so those two games will be here. I'm gonna, as soon as I get off of this live stream, I'm gonna sit up there and buy both both of those games and and do that. You said Bleach came out today. Yeah, the funny part is when I go look at the games that's came out, right? And I'm looking at top new games, right? Bleach is Bleach ain't up here. Oh, okay. I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. So it is actually up there. So technically, yeah. So it is up there. Because usually when a game is about to come out, and if you have your clock set a certain way, the game will show up as technically in limbo, as I like to call it, where it's there and it's not there at the same time. It's just waiting to go through the necessary systems for it to actually register, directly in the store. And while that process is actually happening, while you're set on a different time, you technically have to play the game on that time zone for a certain period of time up until the game officially launches, so that it won't tell you like, oh, you don't have access to this game right now. So yeah, just to put some people up on some stuff. So yeah, just putting that out there. So yeah, we'll be getting those two games. We'll be getting those two games. And I'm still playing Monster Hunter at this moment in time. Still playing. Yep, came out today. So yeah, we'll be checking that out. Let me tell you, we'll be checking it. I'm pretty sure Ty is gonna be like, yeah, I'll be playing this directly on what's the name? On Steam. Since Ty is a PC person. We also got to get some food too. Let me tell you, I'm gonna have to get some food. But I'll tell you this too. You will see later on somewhere in the future, probably, let me see, March, probably in April sometime, you'll probably see some live streams as well too, game wise, of Mecha Break. That was a game that I was telling y'all about. Me and Ty, and Officer Haku, were playing that game and everything like that. So that will be something that will be happening. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the stream at this moment in time. You guys are currently free. We almost technically made it to the 2-hour mark, but it is what it is. I'll just let it be an hour and 52 minutes, at this moment in time. But shout out to all 29 people that we have currently at this moment in time. If you're a gamer, if you're not, much love, respect, and appreciation. We will have a variety of content directly up here, not just news related, for both video and live stream, whatnot or whatever. And we'll be trying out some stuff in different formats. So it might, look a little bit weird. Just to put it out there. But anyways, yeah, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being here. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next live stream. Peace out.